Hi you guys, my name's Jen and today I'm going to guide you through a Slow Flow Vinyasa class where we're focusing on opening up through the heart space. We'll be doing all the heart openers and really digging into the root of compassion and what it means to be compassionate towards ourselves and to move with compassion, and hoping that this act of compassion on our yoga mat translates into our life. So we will start in a heart opener. We'll start on our backs. I have rolled up some blankets to create a bolster. You can grab a bolster or a couple pillows off your couch or from the bed, and then just go ahead and lay back on that support. So the goal of using pillows or a bolster is to create an opening through the heart space. So you'll lay back on it, shuffle those shoulder blades together, puff up through the chest, open up through the heart. And then you can relax those palms somewhere next to your body, palms face up, or it might feel nice to rest your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. And then close off your eyes if they're not already. Start to become aware of your heartbeat. You might feel it underneath your palms. And then consciously send breath into your chest. Feel your chest rise, your palm lifts. And as you exhale, your chest falls, palm falls. This time, breathing in, feeling your chest rise and feeling your abdomen rise. And as you exhale, your belly falls, your chest falls. Just taking full body breaths in through your nose. Releasing them back out of your nose. As we take these full breaths, it's little love notes to our body, just allowing it to relax. And as we connect with our heart space and this heart opener, start to cultivate an intention, maybe a mantra related to compassion. Maybe it's simply the word love. I am loving awareness. Connecting with compassion, our highest form of love. Breathing in love and breathing out love. This time, breathing in love through your nose and send it out of your mouth. Reseal those lips. Breathe in through your nose, slight constriction of the throat. And as you breathe out of your nose, create that whisper-like sound. You can release those hands by your sides and then roll off that support and just move it off your mat. Come onto your back. You can hug your knees in towards your chest and make some circles with your knees. And then grab the back of your thighs, start to rock and roll the length of your spine, eventually making your way to tabletop position. Coming to your hands and knees, fingertips spread, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. With an inhale, drop your belly down towards the mat for cow pose. And as you exhale, round and tuck to cat. Inhale, drop the belly, open up through the heart. Exhale, press the mat away, round and tuck. Inhale. And exhale. Close off your eyes and let the breath lead the movement. Connecting that breath, connecting to the movement. Let's take 2 more rounds on your own. Finding neutral tabletop. We'll take puppy pose. So crawl those hands forward. Let your hips sit up and back. Melt the chest down towards the mat. Heart is open. You can bring the chin down to the mat or maybe your forehead. And if this feels like too much on your shoulders, you're getting any tingling or pinching, please back out. Show your body compassion. Continuing to melt that heart down towards the mat. Slide those hands back underneath your shoulders. And we'll take embryo pose. Knees come together, feet come together. Sit back on your heels. Forehead can come down to the mat. Palms rest beside you. Face up. Take a breath in through your nose. And send it out of your mouth. If your forehead's connected to the mat, you can sway a little side to side, stimulating your third eye center. Massaging your forehead. Press yourself on back through tabletop position, and we'll meet on our bellies in Sphinx pose. Elbows come underneath your shoulders. Fingertips spread, and like you're isometrically pulling the mat towards you. Peel your heart open. Drop your shoulder blades down the back. Legs are on here. You can pick one up at a time and set it back down. Lifting through the kneecaps. Engaged. You can add a bit of a neck stretch here if you'd like. First, turning your head over to the right. And moving back through center and turning it over to the left. Back through center, over to the right. Moving through center and over to the left. Just taking a couple more rounds. And then bringing your head back to center. We're going to take forearm plank. So lift up through those hips, tuck those toes under, and drive through the forearms. Notice if your butt is quite lifted, tuck it down. Press that belly to your spine. Turn on the core. And turn up the breath. We're about halfway there. You need to drop to your knees. Know that that is an option. 2 more breaths. And drop down to your belly. Come to Sphinx pose. And then drop the chest, slide the fingertips back towards your breast line. Plug those shoulder blades on your back. Engage the legs and lift the chest, cobra pose. Exhale, come down. Inhale, take cobra pose. This time maybe coming up about halfway. Exhaling down. And then taking full king cobra, maybe modified up dog, if it's all right on your back. Exhale, come back down, and then press yourself up to plank pose, top of a push-up. Press the mat away from you. It's like a mini cat in our upper back. So not dropping into our shoulders. Press the mat away. Lower belly is on, thighs are on. Full body engagement. Once again, always an option to drop to your knees. Modifying does not mean that you're not doing the practice right. It simply means that you're listening to your body and showing it compassion. If you like to turn it up and maybe add a few yogi push-ups, you can feel free to drop to your knees for them or keep your knees lifted. We'll take 5 yogi push-ups. Drop down and back up. 4 more. 3 more. 2 and 1. Press back through plank and then downward facing dog. Pedal it out. As you're ready, find some stillness here. Press into that pointer finger and thumb, root down through those hands. Roll your triceps in towards one another. Press your heart back towards your thighs. Lift those hip creases up towards the sky. That might mean bending into the knees. You can gaze towards your navel or back towards your toes. Can bring your feet together at the back of the mat and inhale, reach your right leg high. Bend into the knees, stack the hips, open up through the hip. Can make some circles with that right knee. Making sure to go both directions. Square off the hips, lift that right leg nice and high. Toes pointed down towards the mat. Inhale, reach it higher. Exhale, right knee to right tricep, give it a tap. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, across your body, tap the left elbow. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your foot through, and then set your back knee down. We can come into low lunge. Fingertips can stay down on the mat. Getting a nice stretch into the left hip flexor. If you'd like, you can play with lifting up onto the fingertips, maybe no weight in the hands. Lift up through the chest. Gaze forward. Plant your hands back on the mat and then sit your hips back for half splits. Fingertips reach forward, hips sit back. Right hamstring stretch. And shift yourself forward. Lift up that back knee. We're coming to high lunge. Arms reach up by your ears. It's a long stance. You can wiggle those back toes back and then lift the heel above the ball of the foot to lunge a little deeper into that right thigh. Triceps roll in towards one another. Relax the shoulders down the back. Soft gaze forward. Lunge a little deeper, fullest expression. And then open on up, warrior two. Send that back heel down so your front heel is aligned with your back arch. Hip points pointed towards the long edge of the mat. Create a seal with that outer edge of your back foot. And from that strength, that outer seal, root down and lunge deeper. Arms reach in opposite directions. Soft gaze over those front fingertips. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Connect to the power of this posture. The power of doing it with love. Maintain this depth as you reverse your arms, reverse warrior. Right arm reaches up and back. Then reach, extend forward for extended side angle. Right forearm can come to that right thigh. And then left arm can reach up overhead. And if it's okay on your shoulder, flip the palm down towards the mat and reach it forward. If you'd like, you can drop the right hand down to the inside of the yoga mat, maybe eventually towards the outside. Gaze wherever is compassionate towards your neck. Does it feel better gazing down, or can you lift your gaze towards that extended arm? Spin your left hand down to the mat, draw up your knee, and come into lizard lunge. Right toes angle out, heel comes in, knee traces over those toes. We can hang out here on our hands or drop down to the forearms. If you are dropped to your forearms, first come up to your hands. Plant your left hand underneath your shoulder and open up towards the right. You can bend into that back knee, and option to reach around for the outer edge of the foot. Stretch into the thigh. Release that foot with care. Plant the hands, step on back, lower on halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the soles of the feet together. Inhale, left leg, reach it high. And then bend into the knee, stack the hips. If you did with the other side, make some circles with that knee. Then level off the hips. Toe points down towards the mat. Reach the heel a little higher with the inhale. Exhale, left knee to left tricep, give it a tap. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, across your body. Inhale, high. Exhale, knee to nose, and then lightly step that foot through your hand. Right knee drops to the mat, low lunge, hands can stay down. Getting a nice right hip flexor stretch. You can lift up on those fingertips and let a little weight come into the hands. Stay broad through the chest. Plant your hands on the mat and then sit the hips back. Reach those fingertips forward, sit your hips back, stretch into that left hamstring. And shift yourself forward, lift up on the back knee, come up for high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Once again, we want a long stance here. That might mean wiggling those back toes back. And then lift the heel above the ball of the foot. Lunge deeper into that left knee. Triceps roll in towards one another. Shoulder blades relax down the back. Gaze forward. Lunge a tad deeper, fullest expression. And then open on up, warrior two. Spin that back heel down so that the front heel is aligned with that back arch, both hip points pointing towards the long edge of the mat. And then create a seal with the outer edge of the back foot from that power, straighten through the back leg, lunge into that front leg. Arms reach in opposite directions. Soft gaze over those front fingertips. Strong warriors. Warriors of love and compassion, understanding, strength. Maintain this deep lunge as you reverse the arms. Reverse warrior. Stretch the left arm up and back. Reach forward, extended side angle. Left forearm can come to the left thigh, and then right arm can reach overhead. And if it's okay on your shoulder, flip the palm down. Reach it forward. Option to drop that left hand down to the mat, to the inside of the foot, maybe eventually the outside of the foot. And then finding that gaze. Is it down at the mat or lifted on up towards that extended arm? Drop the right hand down to meet the left. Drop your right knee on the mat. And then angle the left toes out, heel comes in, knee follows the toes. Lizard lunge, you might try dropping down to your forearms, maybe not. And lift up onto your hands, plant the right hand underneath that right shoulder, and then twist open to the left. You can bend into that back knee, option to reach around for the outer edge of the foot, stretching into the quadricep. Gently release the foot, plant the hands, step on back to plank pose, and then lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift lift up on those heels. And as you exhale, step to the top of the mat, feet touching. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach for the sky, arms reach out and up. Exhale, bend those elbows, cactus the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up on those heels. As you exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Shift the hips forward, lift the heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, move through vinyasa. Inhale, lift up on your heels. Exhale, travel to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, cactus those arms. Inhale, reach those arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, move through vinyasa. How can you move with more compassion? Might that mean following your breath, breathing fuller, moving with more intention? Let this be your most compassionate Sun A yet. Inhale, lift up high on those heels. Exhale, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back. Move through vinyasa. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift up on those heels. Exhale, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, deepest back bend, heart open. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, close off those eyes. Steady the breath. Option to stack the hands at heart center, one on top of the other. Feeling that heartbeat. Connecting to love, to your body, and sending it love and appreciation for all of its efforts up until this point. full acceptance of where your practice is today. And open up those eyes, release your hands down towards your hips. We'll move into dancer's pose. So first we can bend into the right foot, catch the inside. Left arm reaches up towards the ear. And then hinge forward, kick into your hand. Start to find dancer's pose. Kick, 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 reach forward. Keep that chest open. Come out the same way you came. And release. Move to the other side so you can shift the weight over to that right leg. And then bend into your left knee, catch the inside of the foot. Right arm reaches up towards the ear. As you hinge forward, kick into your hand. Open up through the heart. Coming back out with care. And if you fell out, allowing that to be the case. Shake it out. Reconnect to breath. And then inhale, stretch the arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Toe heel those feet out. So the toes angle out, heels angle in, and then have a squat. Hands can come to heart center. So option one is to stay here in Malasana garland pose and enjoy, maybe close your eyes. Option two is crow pose. If you want to play with getting on your hands, balancing, and challenging yourself a bit, then we can move into crow. So check in, ask yourself what's the most compassionate practice for yourself today, challenging yourself or taking a break. You can also get water, maybe take child's pose. If you're going to move into crow pose, we'll plant those hands, shoulder width distance, and like we do in downward dog, really spreading those fingertips because our hands are now our feet. We need balance. All right, bend into those elbows and then place the knee on the backs of the arms. So you might just practice staying here, possibly shifting your weight into your hands and lifting up one toe at a time. Setting that back and then lifting the other toe. This is a great place to start. If you want to practice taking flight, really get yourself tucked in there. Turn that core on. We've done some ab work, right? We're ready. And then shift your weight forward, lift up one toe, then the other toe, and breathe. Maybe practice straightening through the arms. If you'd like, you can shoot yourself back, move through vinyasa, or just step back to downward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Big breath in through the nose. Audible open mouth exhale, let it out. Drop down to those knees, come through tabletop position, and then onto your belly. Stretch the legs long, arms long. Thumbs point up towards the sky. Pick up the feet, put the tops of the feet one at a time back down, nice and long. As you inhale, just lift up through the upper body, reach up. Lift that chest, press your thighs into the mat. Reach, reach, reach. And come back down. And then lift just the legs. Driving your hips into the mat. Lift, lift, lift. Zip those feet together. And lower. And then together we'll lift front and back body. So our arms and legs. Inhale, reach those arms up, feet up. Zip the legs together. Locust pose. Reach, reach, reach. And release. Right cheek or left cheek can come to the mat, you choose. Breath in through your nose. Release some heat out of your mouth. Turn your head forward. And this time bend through your knees. We'll reach for the outer edges of the feet. Knees come together. And then you'll lift your chest, kick through your feet, lift the legs, Dhanurasana. Kick, 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 open through that chest. Keep the knees together. And come down, opposite cheek on the mat. Breath in through your nose, out of your mouth. Bend your knees, windshield wipe the feet side to side. And press yourself back through tabletop position, and then back to child's pose. Knees come out as wide as the mat, feet, toes touch. Sit your hips back, stretch the arms forward. Melt the chest. Forehead can come down to the mat or maybe a book. Option to just let your body take over for breath. Connecting to your inner child, that pure heart space, that pure ball of love. Before fear sets in, before other people's opinions and hurt and your story is written, connect to that pure ball of love. Know that it is safe to love. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, sit up. We've made our way to camel pose, our peak heart opener today. So we've got a couple options, a couple variations. So I'll guide you through those. All right, so come up to your knees. Knees are about hip width distance. And first and foremost, we can tuck the toes under. This might just give us a little more stability here, but also elevates the heels towards us. So we're going to start with just bringing the hands to the low back, fingertips pointed down, and then shift those hips forward, open up through the chest. Slight tuck of the chin, tilt the head back. Come on, back up, and then have a seat on your heels. Just notice how that felt in your body and see if you want to take another round just like that, or maybe opening it up to camel pose. All right, so come back up to your knees. We can tuck those toes under. And then first just bringing the hands to the low back, fingertips pointed down, elbows point back, lean back, open the chest. And then if it's comfortable, reach around for that right heel and then the left heel. Drive your hips forward, open through the chest, tilt the head back, but slightly tucking the chin. Coming out of it, placing the hands first to the low back, rising and then sitting back on your heels. You can rest the palms face up on your thighs and then just close off your eyes. and notice what comes up for you. We're going to take one more round. Feel free to stay here in this meditative state, or if you want one more round, we can go for that together. So come on back at knees, hip width distance. This time, if you'd like, you can keep the toes tucked, or if you felt like you had more depth, you can try leaving the feet flat. Just notice if your ankles roll out. Really keep them upright. All right, first, shift the weight, shift the hips forward, bring the hands to your low back. Continue to shift those hips forward, open up through the chest, tilt your head back, and reach around for the heels. Option to close your eyes if you'd like. Coming back out, bring those hands to your low back, rise, and then sit back on your heels. Close your eyes, palms can rest face up, receiving from this posture. Open up the eyes, and then swing the feet around, have a seat on your buttocks. I like to move the flesh away so I get a better connection. Stretch the legs long, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. You can reach for those shins, maybe the ankles or the feet. Then inhale, lift up just halfway out of it so that you can find a little more depth as you exhale in. Use your core. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Swing those feet around. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. If you're craving another vinyasa, option to shift forward to plank pose. Nice and slow, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg, reach it high. Exhale, sweep it through. Right knee drops behind that right wrist, getting set up for pigeon pose. Drop your left knee on the mat. You can pick the knee up and walk it back a bit. And first, just sitting up in proud pigeon. If you'd like, we can play with mermaid, another heart opener. We are prepared for this posture, so we can give it a try. I'll walk you through a few steps. So you can first start with just bending into that back knee and reaching around for the foot. This might be a nice place to start. If it's available, bend further into that knee and place a toe into the elbow crease. Bring that left arm up towards the sky. So we're staying active in our hips. We're lifting slightly. Reach that right arm forward and possibly back towards the left hand, going for the bind. Can release it softly, and then crawl your way down to pigeon pose. Rest your head somewhere on your forearms. Soften. Draw those hands back underneath your body. Lift up the left knee, sweep the right leg high. Feel free to shake it out. Maybe even flip your dog to wild thing. Eventually, we'll all meet in downward dog. Inhale, left leg, sweep it high, and with the exhale, sweep it through. Drop the left knee behind that left wrist. Pick up the right knee and walk it back a bit. And if you'd like, we can play with mermaid pose on this side too. So we'll stay active through the legs, lifting through the hips, bend into that back knee. It might just start with reaching around for the foot. This is a great place to start. If it's available, bend further into that knee and put the toes in the elbow crease. Reach that right arm up towards the sky, and then left arm reaches forward and maybe back to bind the hands. Release with care, and then make your way on down, pigeon pose. Create a nice little pillow for your forehead with your forearms. Melt in. Walk those hands back towards your body. Lift your right knee up and send your left leg up towards the sky. Shake it out. Option to flip the dog, wild thing. Come back to downward dog. Drop the knees down to the mat. Swing your feet around and come to a seat. Going to make our way onto our backs. If you'd like a little bit of core on the way, you can stretch the arms long, plug the shoulder blades in, arms in the arm sockets, and lower. Belly is on. Eventually coming onto our backs, getting set up for bridge pose. Walk those feet in towards your buttocks, plant them hip width distance, and then roll those biceps out so that the chest can puff. Stretch the arms beside you, lift the hips up, bridge pose. Option to interlace the hands underneath you. Drive through those heels, lift the hips. Neck is nice and long. Lower those hips back down. Resist the urge to counter pose. We've got one more round. So for the next round, you can just simply take another bridge pose. You might even take a supported bridge and place a block or a book underneath your sacrum. If you'd like to practice full wheel, we can move that into that together. So feet are continuing to be hip width distance, and arms come overhead, fingertips pointed towards the shoulders, elbows slightly in. Drive through the hands, straighten the arms, straighten the legs, lift those hips on up towards the sky. Gaze between the hands, and just let the breath be steady. If you notice you're starting to lose the breath, it may be time to come down. If you're able to stay for 3 to 5 rounds of breath, when you are ready to come down, just tuck your chin first. Make sure to come down to those shoulder blades, not the neck. you're in bridge or wheel pose, start to come down. Make your way onto your back, taking a few neutral breaths. Option to place a hand on belly, hand on heart. Breathe in through your nose and send it out of your mouth. You can knock the knees together, bring the feet out towards the outer edges of the mat and bring the knees together. Release the low back. And then gather your knees in towards your chest, roll side to side, massage your low back. We'll just end with an easy spinal twist. You can set your feet back on the mat, pick up your hips and move them a little over to the right and set them back down. Then bring your knees in towards your chest and drop the knees over to the left as you shift your gaze over to the right. If your knees are quite separated, you can place a pillow or a block between them. Close off those eyes. Allow your breath to be natural. And bring the knees back on up towards the sky and then set your hips over to the left, set them back down. Bring your knees in towards the chest and then drop the knees over to the right. You send your gaze over to the left. Internal massage. Bring your knees back on up towards the sky. Hug your knees in towards your body. And then we'll squeeze into a tight little ball. So bring your forehead towards your knees, grab opposite elbows. Start with squeezing your feet and your thighs and your arms, eventually even your face. Take a breath in. Continue to squeeze, tense, tight. Another breath in. And one last sip of air. As you exhale, release everything, relax onto your mat, Shavasana. Palms face up, chest open, eyes closed. Full body relaxation. Feel the support of the mat. Let go. option to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're ready to get moving, start making some movements in your fingers and toes. And stretch your arms overhead and roll out the wrists and ankles. Option to let out a little yawn or a sigh. Eventually guide your right hand to your belly, left hand to your heart. Offering deep gratitude to your body for its efforts. And gratitude to yourself for carving out the time on your yoga mat to act and move with compassion towards yourself. Giving and receiving love. And thinking of someone who is really special in your life, someone you might like to send some love to. And even calling to mind someone who you may not know very well, but you think could use some love, offering them love. Eventually radiating that love out into those you don't know. Just full body giving and receiving love. Eventually roll over to your right side, creating a little pillow with your arm, hug your knees in towards your chest. And guide yourself to a comfortable seat. We'll stack the hands at your heart center, one hand on top of the other. Eyes closed. I hope this practice of compassion and yoga has served you, and that you can carry it with you off the mat and into your life. I thank each and every one of you for showing up and practicing with me. I love you dearly. Namaste.